I guess we can debate on whether Korra is a big fat bitch or if she's a dumb hoe.
Well, she makes dumb decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna trust Ula.
Mm-hmm.
Man I've never met before.
Mm-hmm.
But why not? He's gonna teach me how to bend spirits.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna listen to Tenzin or my dad or just common sense. Why not? What could possibly go wrong? And then everything was wrong.
Right. And see, my thing is, I can forgive being a dumb hoe. I mean, I don't know if you've seen Game of Thrones, but
Yes.
Sansa was a dumb hoe, but she was 14 also. And I mean, when you think about it, what 14 and under is going to be making the best life decisions?
Same thing with 16 and under.
Right. So, you know, I can forgive being dumb, but when you are a stupid bitch, that is different because you're not only dumb, but you're an awful human being. And I have no reason to forgive you. Like, Korra, there were certain decisions that she made, and, you know, I was just like, you know what? You're not being awful right now, so, you know, go ahead and make that mistake. Aang would have made that, and I would have let it pass.
But Aang would have really made that decision. Like, I feel like opening up the spirit portal, I feel like Aang would have knew better.
Well, not with that necessarily, but with the whole, I'm going to hold this person ransom, so you better do what I tell you to do. That situation where she gave herself over and it was clearly a no-win situation.
Yeah, I do feel like Aang would have been more cunning and can think on his feet. Would have came up with a way better scenario than like, oh, here I am, now kill me. I'm right here, you know, I'm still the Avatar, and I can like fight in handcuffs and bend platinum and all these other crazy things that I'm not supposed to be able to do. But whatever.
Yeah,
I'm the Avatar, and you killed my daddy.
I know while it's been a while since I've seen the first one, but I do know there was a time that I felt Aang made mistakes, and I mean, but he was a kid,
but he contemplated these mistakes. I felt like when he made a mistake, he grew from that.
He did.
With Korra, when she made a mistake, it's like, okay, well, whatever, I'm done, but I haven't changed, I haven't learned a lesson, I'm probably going to make the same mistake again, because she does make the same mistakes again.
She does. And, you know, that, again, she's a dumb bitch in that case.
You can't call her a dumb bitch.
I just did.
She makes poor decisions as the most powerful Avatar. And I still can't get over, I lost all my past lives and now I have no one to talk to, and it's so lonely being me. I hate her self-loathing me against the world when she's supposed to save it. Like, she can't detach herself from the world, and I feel like that, as powerful as she is, she's not as great as she is. Maybe season 4 could answer that a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, she's OP before her time. And I think another thing that proved that is during the Civil War with her own people, she got mad at not only her parents but her village because they dared to be angry at the northern tribe coming in and you know, attacking. And she was just like, why won't people just let me make peace? And her mom tried to tell her, well, it's not just about you. This has been going on before you were born. She's like, but am I just supposed to not do anything? And it's like, do you think it's that easy? Do you think being the Avatar is that easy?
Well, yeah, she did. She literally, all season 1 was, the Avatar is fucking easy. I defeated Amon, and there you go.
Yeah, I'm the Avatar. And she did that in season 3, actually. With Zahir, because she just ran into the spirit realm where he can clearly outpower her.
Right.
And she had no bending. And she was just like, hey, Zahir, I'm here. With no plan. And it's just like, and she busts into that room whenever the spy...
the spiritual earth metal bender guy.
Yeah,
I got you.
When he was doing his meditation, it was like, one, why did you go into the spirit realm in the same room as him? You never know what's gonna happen. Like, say he could send somebody to come get you. And two, you don't know how to navigate this place by yourself. You are literally just going in there and announcing yourself. Like, as soon as he threatened to kill the traitor, she just announced her presence, which didn't do anything because he still got thrown into the fog of memory loss, and she still just had nothing done. She got herself distracted and got everybody captured. Is what she did. So I agree that she makes very poor decisions, but I think at least for the first season and a half, she was also a bitch. She lost that for half a season and on, in which case I'm more forgiving of her dumb mistakes. But, you know, I hated Korra for the first season and a half for very good reason. And I take up the blame with the writers because you can have a character evolve, but the way that they did Korra,
she had to devolve in order for her to build character and then come back up. Now she's conscious of the decision she's making. She understands the weight of the world on each decision she makes. Mm-hmm. But I still feel like she's just now, like at the end of season 3, when when she sees Jinora becoming an airbending master and she's tearing up. Mm-hmm. She's now seeing the full resolve of these decisions. She's now seeing like, okay, I need to learn from these things. Mm-hmm. By the way, quick note: season 2 and season 3 would have ended completely different if not been for Jinora, who literally saved the day. It was not Korra, it was Jinora who saved the day. Hey, here's Rava. Hey, here's a tornado vacuum. Mm-hmm. And this random platinum bending chain thing you did.
Right. So Korra, I'm still not necessarily rooting for her as an avatar, but I am rooting for the air temple not to get annihilated again. And
yeah, I'm rooting for the air temple to not get annihilated. And also, part of me would have been happy if Korra would have died and been the last avatar. I was like, oh yeah. Yeah. Great legacy, Korra.
I'm okay with that. Avatar. Right. I would have been fine if somebody new had been born, and they went to the Fire Nation or something like that. But no, Aang was air, so Earth. Not Earth. Earth is so messy.
But the Earth avatar with lava bend, and that would just be the shit right there.
If she so took it up, because Aang didn't lava bend, and just because she got powerful enough. And actually she didn't. She got power enough to metal bend, not lava bend. And she would have to learn it from Bolin, probably.
Who would have to somehow figure it out on his own, because the only other lava bender is presumably dead because he killed himself. Yeah. He just couldn't handle losing to Mako and Bolin, but whatever. Right. Speaking of Mako, you're a firebender. You can throw lightning. Like, the coolest subbending ever. You can throw lightning, and you do it once per season. Granted, it makes for a dramatic effect when you do use it, but I mean, come on, they threw lightning all the time in Aang. Like, Azula, it's Sunday, I'm throwing lightning because I'm fucking batshit crazy. And blue flames. You don't even know which is which. They're both blue. And I'm like, yeah, I like that.
I do like that even though he didn't use his lightning, he used his brain. He was one of the few people in the entire series that was using his brain. He actually was a detective and figured stuff out and followed traces that the chief of police in this corrupt city just doesn't know how to do. She's Toph's daughter. She's been this hard ass since she was like in her early 20s, and yet she scoffs at the guy who just saved the world last season as if he's just some rookie that's trying to get the glory, because that's really what he's about, right?
Right.
That kind of shocks me, but the fact that he can use his mind to that extent, I think is great. And that it worries me that he was the only person that thought maybe the water tribe wouldn't have been that obvious in attacking the southern tribe. Maybe somebody else is trying to set this up. It's not like it happened last season or anything. So, I give Mako kudos for that, because he was the only one out of the main group that wasn't Tenzin using his brain.
I'll say this. Maybe it's because it's David Fastel, whatever his last name is, the guy from Married with Children. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's him voicing the voice of Mako. I hate Mako. I really hate Mako. Like, and it's really because I know the career of the voice actor, and he's such a douchebag. Like, 7 years ago, he was selling timeshare. Now he has a job voice acting. Like,
was he the son in Mary?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was the son. Like that. Oh, I can go. That's a whole different rant by itself.
I didn't even know that. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't like Mako. I don't like his character design. His hair looks too preppy, and
I think that was the point, and that adds to the douchebaggishness that is him and his voice actor.
Right. Plus, he was a punk when it came to telling Korra, yeah, we broke up because you were acting like a crazy bitch. He couldn't say that. He was just like, oh, yeah, our fight wasn't that bad. Yeah, I'll kiss you in front of the girl I'm kind of seeing on the side.
Well,
yeah.
Alright, I'll stick up for Mark on this. If you got Asami, this rich, hot beauty, and then you got Korra, the fucking avatar, I would have did better, but I would have tried to have both at the same time. Maybe it's just the guy in me. Maybe.
They were standing right there in front of each other. That was the thing.
I mean, you gotta have some, I hate I'm saying this, swag.
But that's not swag at all. They are literally, Asami is right here behind you waiting to see how this conversation is gonna go. And you say, oh yeah, Korra, you were crazy, and even though I know you're gonna be crazy and we don't actually work out, I'm not gonna tell you the truth, because I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Because then you go Avatar State and then get all the, yeah, I got you.
Right. But then Asami, that immediately just ends things with Asami. They didn't even have to have a talk about it. It was just done.
With that said, I hate this, no, I'm gonna say this. I like the lesbianism between Asami and Korra in the last episode of season 3. It's like, yeah, I'll take care of you. You look beautiful. You're the southern. Let me will you. I'm like, if they don't get it on, like, that relationship will work between them. Like,
no.
Like Bolin and Asami and Korra will never work. Clearly, Mako, Asami, and Korra will never work. But maybe Asami and Korra will work. Maybe. I mean, they probably won't. It's online now, so maybe they're like, okay, we're just gonna appeal to our older audience. They're lesbians. I can dig that. I actually like Korra a little bit. God, there's so much fan fiction out there that with that.
Yeah,
I'm such a guy, I guess.
I mean, they weren't particularly giving any vibes, but I wouldn't certainly knock it off. They could be. I mean, they deserve each other. I don't particularly like Asami either. In fact, I kind of hated her in season 1, but
she was like the only real, well, outside of Bolin in season 1 and season 2 for me, she was only real fully likable character. It took season 3 for me to like some of these other characters. Although I do like the progression of Draenor, how season 1 she was just not really there. In season 2 they realize she's the spiritual presence. In season 3 she's like ham.
Yeah.
Ham.
No, the only characters I liked in season 1 were Tenzin, and I thought that I liked Toph's daughter, but I didn't. I was misled because her character progression just reset itself. But I did like Tenzin and his children. A lot of things
reset itself, but I blame Nickelodeon for that one.
Yeah, that is them, and I don't know if I said it here, but again, I would have just completely cut off the first season and maybe just kept the first episode and tacked it on to the second season, and it would have been a much better series like that, because nothing that happened in the first season affected anything important in the second season. It was a standalone season.
True.
And all that carried over was the drama with Bolin and Korra and Mako. Yeah. And Bolin wasn't consequential. None of that was consequential. They rehashed the whole relationship in season 2. So season 1 just shouldn't exist.
It shouldn't. The only real good thing I liked about season 1 was the probe ending. That's and the backstory they gave between the time frame between when Aang left off and where Korra begins. That little tiny, here's 30 minutes of it. I like that, I guess. And then of course the progression of the just society as a whole. But other than that, yes, you're right. I agree with you. Season 1 could just be not exist.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm looking forward to season 4. Like, okay, maybe if they had time to plan out 3 seasons and make a cohesive story and all this and that, let's see what they can do. So I'm really excited to see where season 4 can lead.
Yeah, because the probe ending was cool, and I mean, also the thing about season 1, the villain was again a waterbender, and it's just like, why is there so much happening with the waterbending nation? all this infighting and whatnot. The bloodbending was interesting, but I like how in season 3 you have these other aspects of bending, but it's not taking over the entire season. I mean, bloodbending is very, very dangerous, which I was kind of wondering why the waterbender in their group in the Red Lotus was not also a bloodbender, but
that part would have made her a little too powerful.
Yeah.
Given given what that group did in season 3, giving her blood bending. You already had the lava bender. Lava bending. I love lava bending.
Yeah.
Best sub bending ever, but it's cheap as shit.
Right.